Hi, I'm Paul Sims, and I'm here with
Spider Chambers.
Vicki Lewis.
Andy Dick.
That's actually Joe Furey, but he'll be playing the role of Andy Dick for this until it gets unfunny.
That's about now.
And
it's over.
And Robert Spina.
Robert Spina were you a script supervisor or script coordinator?
Script supervisor.
There's a difference. Script supervisor. So Robert's job was to be on stage and always have the script there.
I'm sorry, I'm distracted by candy.
Those headlights.
Right. Robert's
I'm trying to talk
holy
about script
God.
supervising.
One of the more interesting aspects of the series.
So, Robert, what was your job?
I basically ran around after you guys and pulled all the ideas into one place where we could make sense of them for the scenes.
So Robert would have a script that would have tons of written in notes on it. If anyone thought of a line, actors thought of a line. Gee, holy Jiminy Christmas.
Holy Christmas.
Anyway, this episode, in a perfect world,
She was going out with a bang.
Wait,
huh?
let me ask you this,
one?
just on the lines of what you were saying earlier. So, Robert, like, if we would go to you and go, like, I don't like the way this line is, and you'd go, I'll take it with Paul or whatever, right?
Could do that, but also during rehearsals, if you guys ad-lib something, and you always did.
You wrote that in, and
if somebody sneezed, I would try to get it
okay, all right.
Yeah.
And then were you always seriously? You can tell us now. Would you go to Paul and say like,
Yes, he would-
he would. You would relay all of it.
would-
even though-
I'd hand it all over
yeah,
at the end of the
at
day.
the end of the day,
you
he
were-
gave me a Xeroxed copy that had all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
But
I
Robert
didn't
was
know
great too because he would do
You said
when we'd be
doo-doo.
on the set and we were trying to remember something. He'd instantly go, you were at this line, he'd yell. We go, what the hell? What were we saying? What was the last one? He'd go, Vicki said this, and he'd yell it right
Yes,
out.
Total
Yeah, you were
recall.
real freaky that way. That
No,
was,
he's great,
I
though.
know,
He
I
was really
know, I
helpful.
know. It was.
No,
It was a good freaky.
Yeah, it was a
editing,
good
yeah.
kind of freaky.
In editing, it's key to have a great line
This is,
script.
I think. Oh, see now, this is in a perfect world we would have Candy here, but her manager won't give me her number. And
Oh, what's she doing
Oh,
there?
Jeez.
I don't
this
remember
is Catherine
that.
Moves On.
yes,
Look
this
at
is
that.
Catherine
Oh,
Moves On.
God.
This was Candy's last episode with the show, and so now we can get into all sorts of gossip. Why did Candy leave?
I'm not touching that.
Well,
Vicki?
here's what I remember. I just remember. I remember.
No, I just said the reason, Vicki.
What?
That's why she left.
No, what happened there actually?
I have a bunch of different memories, many of which conflict. One of which is her and her manager saying, "Look, I just feel like I don't have that much to do on the show," and she's saying, I want to move on and do other things. The way I understood it is that she actually just wanted to go. But then, while all that was happening, then Joe Rogan called some newspaper or something, and what did Joe do? He said something like, they're not giving her enough lines, and so she's getting forced out or something, like trying to
Right.
stick up for Candy. And then Joe and I had a big argument about it, and
you did?
yeah, now we're
Joe,
all,
you and Joe Fury?
no, me and Joe
No,
Rogan.
Rogan.
Oh,
No, not
I was
Joe
gonna
Fury. No,
say,
Joe
yeah.
Rogan. But now we're all friends. But I don't remember
Right.
what do you remember? You were down there with her all the time.
well, I just remember. I don't.
I disremember.
No, I mean there was a few, not so good days, where I really do think that, she had her reasons for not feeling,
Like she had enough to do.
She had enough to
well,
do.
and that it reflected her in the way she wanted to be
Oh, I
reflected.
see.
I think it was just a conflict. It was actually creative. I believe creative differences
Yeah.
in this instance.
But I think, didn't she also, I may be completely wrong, but hadn't she gotten an offer for another show at that point, too, where she
I
kind of
don't
thought,
know.
like, you know what, I think I'm going to go do that, because...
I don't think so. I know she did the coroner after this, but it was a while after this, and she was great in that.
Right.
She was in ER, though, for a long time, but it wasn't...
No, ER was
wasn't-
before
That was
us.
before. She was already on.
It was?
ER.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm maybe confusing it, all right.
But yeah, I guess it just wasn't a perfect, fit.
Well, why don't we call her manager and have them call us back
That's
in a
strange though that he won't give you the number.
No, I think that there's probably a lot of people calling for Candy's number, and
Right.
he's just trying to be
Yeah.
careful. Spider, what were you mouthing to me?
Yeah,
I was
what
just
were you
Say it here.
mouthing?
Get this interesting.
No. She left to go to ER, I thought.
That's what I thought, too. I'm almost
No,
positive.
I thought she was.
She was
thought
on
she was
ER
already
for a
on it, but
long
they were
time.
gonna like give her more, maybe.
Oh,
and
maybe
maybe
that's
that was it. I'm
possible.
making that up. Though.
I really do think it had something to do with that also.
Think?
Because she was on ER for a long time. She was even on ER while we were doing the show. She kind of periodically came back into the show a lot. She was even on it, a couple of years ago, I think she did some episodes. Like, she's been in ER.
Robert, You were down there with your ears open, listening to everything. What's your recollection?
I miss her.
Well, she's doing very well now on CSI Miami, and this was
Yes.
also her best episode, I think, because we actually did a good episode around her. I think the plot we're watching right now is that she
You know
disappeared.
what occurs to me
Yes.
is that she might have been terrorized because she lived on the same street as Andy at that time. And remember, at one point, it was her responsibility to go and wake Andy up.
That's Andy,
Right?
and Andy gave her that responsibility.
Right, I know
yes.
it. And I think she was just terrorized and not herself, to be honest.
She never came and woke me up. Never. She said she was going to. She never did. That's the worst impersonation of Andy Dick
That's
ever.
not at all good.
I just wanted to add that in.
My shoebox full of Krugerrands is common knowledge, thanks to somebody's big mouth.
You have a shoebox full of Krugerrands?
So in this episode, it's everyone has a different memory of why she left. The old Rashomon trick.
And there's some of the best stuff you guys ever did. I swear.
Really?
This is Hamburglar. This is.
Oh, I forgot.
This is the Big Muddy.
Oh, this is
Oh, the
this
Big
is-
Muddy. That's right.
This is.
What's that?
Oh, you'll see.
You'll see.
I have no idea.
Some
I
of
don't
the
think I ever watched these. I just read my part.
They're
and
terrible.
And then left.
No, they're quite good.
you should watch this one sometime.
Yeah, I know
it's
it.
good.
If,
Well, this
if
was
someone
the-
would send me the DVD set.
Don't look
Don't.
at me. Look at the guy out there through the window.
Oh wait, everyone's pointing to someone else. Oh, you're on the phone right now. You can't get my address. Okay.
It's Mike Reisner. Shall I answer it?
Yeah.
No. By the way, if you,
Is?
It's Mike
Are you
Reisner, who
serious?
was our second
doing
AD. We always wondered why he wasn't our first AD. Because
I mean,
What is he?
let's listen to their call.
no, but I
hey, there's a box set right there.
Do I get to take that? Or are you taunting me?
By
I
the
get
way,
to take it.
by the
Taunting,
way,
I-
for the people out there listening,
taunting? How rude!
anybody who's still out there listening, by the way, to these commentaries, you are going to get a prize if you call Alexander 2222.
Don't give out even a fake number. If you call 555.
555. If
No,
you're
but
still alive,
Actually, Joe raises
there's a
a good
prize waiting for you.
Joe raises a good point, which is they just gave me an email address. If anyone has any questions that they'd like answered on the next DVD,
Oh,
we have an email address, which
I've
is
got some questions.
which is well, all right. Get
Where
on
the
your,
hell is
go,
my DVD
Go
copy?
get on your computer and newsradiodvd@yahoo.com.
Oh,
It's
all right.
newsradiodvd@yahoo.com, and send in your questions. And then on the big season.
You said big right when
5
her breasts came on. Go ahead.
I
Perfect
wasn't even
timing.
looking. Then on the season 5 DVD, maybe we'll even mention your name, and that'll be your prize.
That
Yeah.
On the Plump season 5.
now
Yeah.
you said plump and her breasts are plump.
Stop it.
On the
What? Look at them. I mean,
only
they're
holy
very-
gosh almighty.
And if you send anything to that address, Sony Pictures Entertainment owns everything that you have just written. I was just told to say that.
Is
Yes.
that
Give
true?
up all ownership.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's going to scare certain
Like if
people
because
away.
Well, if you put
someone's
yeah.
going to send an email like, I think you guys should release a DVD of season 5, and then they'll sue us because
They'll say you used my name on this thing without.
Oh, God, you're right.
yeah. In fact, you know what? Don't even send us
yeah,
any emails.
that's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
We don't want to know,
You know
what
what?
you're thinking.
We don't need the legal problems. Just keep your emails to yourself.
The hell with all of you people
Send it-
listening to this.
Send it to one of those viewer websites like the station or
Yeah.
TV Without Pity.
What are you
whatever
listening to
those-
this
yeah.
for anyway? It's boring.
Just send it into Defamer or Gawker.com and tell them to complain about us.
Right? Joe Rogan has a website. Just tell him.
Joe Rogan is.
He answers mail and stuff.
Joe Rogan right now is getting a lot of attention on the internet for having a huge argument on his MySpace account with someone who said he wasn't funny. I'll give you the.
Are you serious?
I read about it in 3 different places last night. Some guy made the mistake of like sending a Joe an email like, "Hey, dude, I don't know why you think you're funny. You're not funny." And then it goes on for about 4 pages with Joe responding to him and the guy arguing back.
Oh,
it's
that's
very
pretty funny. Yeah.
I noticed Candy had a chance to make out with Phil in that last scene. Vicki,
yeah.
every actress got a chance to kiss Phil on
Yep.
the show. You included?
Yes, indeed.
Do you remember what the episode was?
Yeah, it was the Daydream episode.
Everyone kissed
He
him.
had very soft.
Even Andy.
He was a very
With the
soft
mustache.
kisser.
That's right. Andy kissed
Andy
him too.
kissed him?
That was the big joke at the end, and then Phil said, "Oddly enough, that wasn't that
Not altogether.
Oh, that's right.
unpleasant," which was really funny. Another great Phil delivery.
Steroid dependent.
Now, what else can let's go back. Let's go back to the internet for a second.
Okay.
Let's go back to
Vicky,
the old times.
yes.
Do you ever make the mistake of going on the internet and looking at what people say about you as an actress or the show?
You know, I used to do that, and it's like taking a hammer and hitting yourself in the head, so I don't do it anymore. Yeah, because you never know what you're going to find. Then there's this one guy. He has this whole site like dedicated to me.
Oh, that's
No, he's
nice.
really sweet. But then sometimes I'll go on there just to see because I know it's positive, and I'll be like, I wonder what pictures he's got and stuff. And then it'll lead to other stuff, and like there's naked internet stuff
Of what?
supposedly of me,
Is
which I
that-
can't. And I have to walk
Naked
away.
pictures of you?
But I don't think they're me. I mean,
What's-
they can't be.
What's the web address?
Yeah. Really?
Yahoo.com. NewsRadio DVD.
You're kidding me.
He has like no, but he like
Can we
loves
stop
news
this
radio.
commentary
Oh, that's
session right
nice.
now?
Yeah. And no, but then it'll lead me to other things, and no, it's not good.
How do you not recall the nude pictures of you?
Well, they don't. I don't think
You're
it's me. They're taking
young.
my head.
Oh,
You're
it's your head
young,
on
you
someone
don't
else's
Well,
body.
it's gotta be.
Okay, I
I
get
don't
you. Now
know,
I get
unless
you.
somebody
I
don't
get
want to
you.
know.
They're
See,
fakes.
that's what
They're
I mean.
fakes.
Do you go reading? I mean,
No,
it's
it's the sa-
different when you're not an actor, I guess.
No,
but
it's the same
the
as you and
same?
Joe and I were talking about it earlier. Like some of our favorite episodes were the one like the Titanic and the outer space one, and Joe was mentioning earlier. Go ahead and tell us what the.
The few times I've actually looked at some of the websites.
Oh,
when
hold
they
it, hold it.
mention
Can we
those
just
things.
stop and enjoy the Hamburglar?
oh, there, that was
This
good.
We were obsessed with the Hamburglar for the longest time.
This
and it
probably,
was Josh too.
it was
Yes,
Josh
Josh.
Lee, one
There
of
he
the
is, look.
producers. This is probably my favorite little sub thing in this episode was that Matthew's memory of how Catherine left was so insane. But anyway, back to the internet.
Yes. So on a couple of the websites that I looked at, I was kind of surprised to see that a lot of fans are not thrilled with the special episode, the space
Titanic and
one.
space
they
episode.
they don't seem to
Theme-based.
like them that much, and I was always intrigued by that because I always thought I thought people would love doing something different, seeing something different. But
But I
don't
think Vicky, overall, it's the same. I mean, it's the same. It's the same for us. Like once you
Right.
start looking at those things. Oh, hold it. See now do you
Good-
remember Vicky? No,
Good
you
times.
No, I remember that.
Good times.
don't. Good times.
There's a wonderful photograph taken with a panorama camera
Really?
of the entire stage, of this entire set. And you can see all the people on the periphery. You can see all the camera people.
Where is
and,
that?
It's in my home.
I'd like to take a look at that sometime.
Who took
Yeah,
it?
I'd
You
like
did
to
you
see
take
that
that
too.
picture,
No,
and that's why you have it?
No,
How
I'm,
do you
I'm
have
in
it?
it.
Did you bid for
somebody
it?
gave it to me.
Someone gave it to you as a gift or something? Was it
That's
Dale
cool.
Dassel?
Is anyone nude in it? Is Vicky off in the corner naked, is standing there? No, but with the internet things, you read 9 things that say like, oh, I love that show, that was the
Right.
best thing, and then you read that one thing is like, this show was the WKRP was better, and you go like, oh.
And that's the one that just
That's-
sticks with
yeah,
you.
that's
yeah.
what
That's what
Think about-
always. I remember
Yeah.
when the first DVD collection came out. There were several reviews that were nice that I saw, and then I saw one that was like, "This show is completely lame." Or it was just like I remember thinking, "What? Is it really that bad?" I mean, it wasn't. They didn't say it was lame. They just said it's just very average or something. And I was like,
Somehow
my
that hurts
God.
even worse.
"Yeah."
But
Robert.
what impresses me over the years is that we're now 10 years down the road from the beginnings of this show, and there's still new stuff being posted about these episodes, not only from people who watched the show back then, but new people as well. There's Jennifer Liao.
Jennifer Liao does
still
a great
publishes
job.
a newsletter, an email newsletter about the people on the show and whatever. Does it,
Really?
Yeah, I read that one.
and that's a
sometimes.
loyal. I mean, that's a loyal base that's still out there.
And that one I enjoy reading because it's the people who write stuff into it.
Because you know it's always going to be,
It's like
supportive.
Amazon.com. You don't want to get on because
Right.
it's it's the old writers from Suddenly Susan just trying to get their digs in under a fake name, I guess. Spider, you ever go trolling through the internet looking for?
Nude pictures of myself? No.
Do they write stuff about you? Have you found stuff about yourself?
No. I think there was one thing I found where Paul mentioned, I think it was like a year ago, an interview he did. He mentioned that he had a great PA named Spider.
Right. It's amazing whoever's name you put in. I mean, comes up. It's kind of creepy how they
Yeah.
always.
The internet is amazing.
Isn't it amazing? Let's.
So Spider,
Wondrous.
Spider,
Wondrous.
you never went through and saw someone saying that the sound mix on this episode was terrible.
No.
What have those people got in their ears?
So this was
What's happening now?
I don't know. That looked like Rat Funeral for a second.
I know.
the odd thing about this is that Mora's character,
The Mora
Lisa.
character?
Lisa.
Sorry, I drew a blank.
Oh, hold it.
She's still the boss.
Yes,
right,
this is
in
one of my
So
favorite
this
parts.
is one of the,
They've all realized that Catherine's gone, so they all start stealing the stuff off her desk.
right.
Lamp wasn't plugged in for some reason. And the
Yeah,
lamp,
what was
and,
that?
and that lamp had never been there before in the
None
history
of
of the
this
show.
stuff had.
And that was I remember it was an added joke at the end with Phil coming in.
Yeah,
It was added on the set.
Now I have a question about
Yes.
Candy on the series.
yes.
We know where Vicky's wardrobe came from because we talked about that before.
Yes.
We know, but where did Candy's wardrobe come from? What was the impetus behind that?
I don't know, just to show off those.
Yeah, there's two impetuses that I can think of.
They're right there. There they are. Hello.
Understated but sexy.
Subtle yet provocative.
Yeah, all those things. This season, we were talking yesterday about how this season finally, Vicky's wardrobe actually started to look kind of good.
Normal.
Yeah. Well, good
Not
and like
normal, but good.
Yeah,
More
not
subtle.
not clownish is how I would put it.
And you had a lot of like dresses and stuff that were actually made. Didn't Julie or somebody was saying that?
Well, we started doing that because someone else on a certain other show would literally be like 3 weeks behind us, and if we bought anything in a store, she'd wear it and put it into her outfit,
Oh, is
or
that-
the
is
current
that true?
jewelry that was being shopped.
Has that show been mentioned already in this commentary? Oh, there's a
Oh,
hand
I
over
don't
there
know.
again.
Oh, look.
That's a crazy shot.
That is insane.
So we started buying vintage stuff and making our own stuff so it couldn't be copied.
Oh.
Did it
that's
work?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good.
Who wanted to look like that?
Well, apparently someone did. So, well, Phil.
Is that
Dicker.
Phil Dicker?
This is when Phil Hartman had red hair, and I.
Yeah,
But
maybe you
it's-
know the answer to this. Why? Yeah, Phil's hair was different
Well, I
colors
think
on
you know
many
what it was
occasions.
is that when he would boat and stuff, right? Wouldn't it just get kind of
Oh,
bleached
yeah.
out?
Oh,
or-
yeah.
Well,
No,
but
there's a
that
little
wouldn't.
something
No, because
more
there's
going
kind
on
of a
there.
gray.
But he'd also
maybe he
he
does.
used to come in at certain points and have different hairstyles.
It
like
would be
he'd
combed back.
comb back at
Mm-hmm.
one point, and then where he looked like a villain, and then another.
Right, right.
Different glasses.
Yeah, he'd have different glasses. He was always kind
He
of
was kind
trying
of like a
different
girl
stuff.
that way.
Yes, but I think he actually just liked to try different stuff and
Yeah.
try and give a different look to the character. All
And
the
you guys
time.
are swearing that's
But
not
why
a wig
is
on
Dave's head red? Hair red? I thought.
'Cause I
That
think
was
they
the
dyed it.
transition from the wig to the.
Oh.
To
Yeah.
the
Oh,
to
so
the
they're going over
red
blonde hair and to make it
actually-
brown, and it
I
sort
think
of
that's what it
went
was,
red
yeah.
instead because it was too oxidized.
They were trying to make it light, and it ended up being a little red. Yeah.
A little red.
I'm sorry.
What, Robert? What are other news radio websites that we should say hello to? There's the one called The Station, which still has stuff on it.
Oh
There's,
gosh, it's been a long time since I've.
Come on,
There's
you don't
eBay.
go every night and look.
No. I'm on to other shows now. WKRP was much. Oh,
Oh no.
WKRP, just because they're both at a radio station.
I know.
Yeah, I
that's-
never understood that. People, that's the other
nothing
thing. When
alike.
critics, saying it's like, well, WKRP was better. Yeah, they're absolutely nothing.
Well, the only thing that really bothers me about that is I never liked WKRP because I was about to say because I found it way too broad, and then I just remembered.
You watched the Hamburglar?
You're just looking at a guy.
Yeah,
Hamburglar
timing.
breaking.
I like
temperature.
WKRP. I just never saw the similarity.
No, WKRP was a funny show. I thought.
I
But
didn't like it. I didn't care for
I
it.
like
it was
some of
funny.
the characters, some not so much. But they weren't. You're right. They were not at all.
Well, it didn't really have. I don't know. I don't really. Other than it was
It
a
started
radio
with
station.
a W.
Yes, and it was a radio station. That's it. I mean, like, what else was really? I mean, okay, they were nutty, and there was a guy who looked a lot like Andy on it.
Who?
There
I'm
was.
kidding. No, I'm kidding.
Don Knotts was on that.
No,
Venus
there wasn't.
Flytrap? Dr. Johnny Fever?
No.
No.
Docty Johnny Fever did our show,
Howard Hesseman?
right?
No.
Hessman.
He did.
Hesseman?
He did this show.
No.
News Radio? Are you
I would remember
No.
that.
I would remember that too.
Robert Spina would definitely remember that.
Robert
Oh, it
Spina.
must have been Three Sisters because he has this house in Italy and we were going to rent it.
It was not.
Yeah, I
this.
don't remember that. I think that's something I would remember.
That's
James
weird.
Caan did this show.
James Caan did our show, that's for sure.
Your friend did.
BB Newirth?
BB
Right.
Newirth.
She
did.
hated me.
Let's
I
just
still
move on from
I
that.
still have a crush on her. I still
Her
have
name
something
came up
for
the
her.
other day, and I thought of you.
Yeah, because she hates me.
No, I
she
don't
hates
think
you?
she does hate you.
It was that was a difficult episode. We had
It was just difficult.
that was
and-
during a difficult period in the show, and
It was an odd.
But we all worked
episode.
through it, and the
Well-
flattering part was she wanted to stay because she liked the show so much. I mean,
I don't remember that
I'm
part.
making that up, but she stayed. I'm trying to be positive. What are we doing here?
Oh, this is another
Saying
one of
goodbye.
Everyone's saying goodbye to
Oh, right.
Catherine.
Okay. Aww.
This is another one of these.
That was kind of sad.
Swing sets.
Except Bill and Joe, who
Except-
are headed elsewhere.
That's right. Who have been?
reveal the end.
Don't give it away.
I'm foreshadowing.
Don't
That's give it right.
away.
It's building suspense. I want to talk about more haters on the internet.
Oh, there are some. I thought.
I'm
I
sure
haven't seen
there
that.
are. What's there to hate, though? Why
How
would
many
you get
websites
so-
are there? I don't even know. Are there a lot of
So
websites?
there's what is there? The
There's like-
station.
there's-
What else?
There's
There's another, the one who's a fan of Dave.
Tavy rhymes with gravy. That's what.
Wait,
I'm
can I
thinking.
just point something
Look
out
at
here? I
Joe's
remember
body.
this. Remember when
Yes.
Joe had to do this nude scene and like Candy was hiding behind the back of the stage? She wanted to tell him that she saw him nude or something like that.
I was doing that too. Actually,
Maybe you
I was
I
with
think
Candy.
several-
We were trying to see his penis.
And you said you came out after and you went, ah! They were like, because Joe was really like sheepish about the whole thing.
Nothing to be sheepish
I
about,
know,
as
what's
far as
wrong
I
with
can
that?
tell.
I
You
know.
know.
I mean, what? Wait a minute.
And if you've got a NewsRadio website, write to that email
Yes,
address.
if you have a NewsRadio website, write to newsradiodvd@yahoo.com, and
We need some positive input, or we're
and-
all going to get depressed.
and then we'll own your website forever. And we'll put you out of
Right.
business.
Please write in with your
Greg
questions.
Heshong,
Because
Michael
let's face
Calvert.
it, we're running out of stuff to talk about.
We'll almost be completely out of stuff to talk about as soon as we're like completely done with episodes too. It'll have worked out perfectly.
wow.
No, I think that happened about.
Barbara O'Connell.
I think that happened.
There
about
we go.
10
Todd
episodes
Spider
ago.
Chambers with the big credit there
This
at
is
the
the
end.
third episode we've seen.
There we
Finally,
go.
you see it.